Let's move over to matters of the economy. We have it slowing down actually in the third quarter, Charles.
Yes, Sean, and economic managers say inflation and weak agriculture performance are to blame. We have Shaila Francisco with the story.
Economic growth further slowed down during the third quarter of the year. The country's gross domestic product grew 6.1%, slower than second quarter 6.2% and last year 7.2%. Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Ernesto Pernia blames agriculture's weak performance for the slowdown. The sector contracted for the first time since 2016 due to lower production.
That was not helped by having a highly regulated trading environment, let alone expected weather disturbances. A more robust solution is to reform the legal framework surrounding agricultural development and agricultural trade, especially on rice and sugar. Some of these legal and regulatory framework are more than 4 decades old, very antiquated, fossilized. I think one should depend more on easing importation rather than expect agriculture sector to perform better in the fourth quarter.
But agriculture isn't the only one that dragged third quarter growth. NEDA also notes that household spending dropped in the time period on the back of higher commodity prices. For the third quarter, household consumption only grew 5.2%. That's the lowest since 2014. If not for inflation, Pernia explains, the economy could have easily grown 6.5 to 7%.
We are concerned because the reason for the slowdown, among others, is the slowdown in household consumption, particularly marked slowdown in household consumption, household spending on food and other basic products.
Economists agree a muted spending could slow down production.
Pag humina ang paggastos ng mga tao, mga kumpanya, liliit ang kita, babawasan din yung mababayaran nilang buwis, at saka sweldo sa mga taong bayan, no? So natural na magkakaroon ng pagbagal ang lahat ng aktibidades sa ekonomiya.
Economists also flagged delays in government intervention, which discouraged households from spending, especially the poor one.
Mas mataas pa yung inflation rate sa kanila. Pangalawa, hindi kaagad dumating sa kanila yung additional ba na cash transfer sa train 1, hindi pa fully rolled out yan eh. So kaya hindi sila makagasta. No? So naiipit sila.
The government is now hoping that the economy will expand by at least 7% to meet its 2018 target of 6.5 to 6.9%. Economists, however, are less bullish on this. At most, they expect GDP to grow by 6.5% in the last 3 months of the year. According to them, inflation could still stifle expansion.
Ang fourth quarter ay magiging mas malakas sa third at second quarter, although probably not enough to bring it up to the target of the government. Magiging mataas pa rin ang inflation bago matapos ang taon, no? At more than 6%. No? Hindi mawala yung paggastos natin.
Pulled down mainly by low household consumption expenditure kasi part ng GDP yan at kaya naging pull down yun because of high inflation. Kaya maski yung inflation mag-taper down to sabihin na natin naging 6.5%, mataas pa rin siya.
Despite the disappointing numbers, the NEDA is still glad that the country remains one of the fastest growing economies in Asia next to Vietnam and China. For now, it's banking on the full implementation of the Ease of Doing Business Act, the reopening of Boracay, and the passage of the rice tariffication bill, among others, to boost the economy. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.